You think you have a bad first touch, but the reality is much worse. You have a bad relationship with physics. Look at the average player. When a hard pass comes their way, they panic, their muscles tense up, their foot becomes a brick wall, and the ball bounces 3 yards away, right into the defender's path. They think the solution is more drills, more repetitions, more grind. They're wrong. If you want to reach the elite levels of football, you have to stop trying to stop the ball. You need to learn the dead ball secret. Because while everyone else is fighting the ball, the legends, the Zidanes, the Iniestas, the Busquets are having a conversation with it. Think about this. If someone throws a glass vase at you, do you try to hit it back? Of course not. You cradle it. You meet its speed and bring it to a halt by moving with it. This is where most players fail. They treat the ball like an enemy to be conquered. But the ball has its own kinetic energy, its own will. The dead ball secret isn't about how hard your foot is. It's about how much empty space you create behind your touch. When Zidane received a ball from the sky, it didn't just hit his foot. It died there. It became a dead ball. He neutralized the physics of the game. He didn't use force. He used a vacuum. If you can't make the ball die at your feet, you will always be reactive. You'll be the player who has to look down at their feet to find the ball, while the elite player is already looking at the next pass before the ball has even arrived. Look at Andres Iniesta. He wasn't the strongest or the fastest, but he was impossible to catch. Why? Because his first touch wasn't a stop, it was a bridge. This comes back to what I told you before. Your relationship with the ball. If you don't trust the ball, you will squeeze your muscles, and a squeezed muscle is a slow muscle. When you see Messi take a touch in a phone booth with 3 defenders around him, he isn't thinking about his foot. He is feeling the weight of the ball. He's seen that pattern 10 billion times in his backyard. He knows the ball's language. But here is the part your coach won't tell you. A heavy touch isn't always a technical failure. Often, it's a biological one. When you're in a high-pressure game, your body enters fight or flight mode. Your cortisol levels spike, your peripheral vision narrows, and most importantly, your muscles enter a state of co-contraction. You become stiff. This is why you can have a perfect touch against a wall in training, but a heavy touch in a final. You haven't trained your nervous system to stay fluid under pressure. To master the first touch, you have to master your internal state. You need to learn how to keep your soft eyes seeing the whole field while your feet perform the delicate surgery of a first touch. If your brain is screaming, "Don't lose it," your foot will act like a hammer. If your brain is in a state of flow, your foot acts like a pillow. So how do you actually train this? It's not about cones, it's about unpredictable chaos. The wall of truth. Find a brick wall. Don't pass it cleanly. Hit it with different spins, different heights, and different speeds. Your goal isn't to control it perfectly every time. It's to learn how the ball behaves when it's angry. The tennis ball method. If you can kill a tennis ball, a size 5 football feels like a beach ball. It forces your central nervous system to calibrate to a much higher level of precision. Intentional receiving. Stop practicing static touches. Every time you receive a ball, your first touch must take you somewhere. Imagine a defender is 3 inches from your back. If your touch doesn't move the ball out of his reach, the touch didn't count. Listen, most players will watch this, go to the pitch, and go right back to their mindless drills. They'll keep blaming their boots or the grass or their teammates for their heavy touches. But you're still here. You've understood that the dead ball secret is a mental shift as much as a physical one. The work you do when no one is watching, the hours spent letting the ball teach you its rhythm, that is what builds the individual brilliance that scouts can't ignore. Your future as a player depends on whether you decide to fight the ball or start speaking its language. Join our community, download the guides, and start training with intent. The ball is waiting. Don't let it down.